Hello everyone. So today I thought I'd share with you guys my testimony, which is my story and my experiences with God and how I came to find Him and love Him and know Him as I do. It all started when I first met someone really special. I met my boyfriend Toby. I met him in my sophomore year of high school, and he really showed me what a life was like, knowing Jesus and loving God and all the wonderful things that God can do for you. And so I didn't really believe in God when I met him. I had had some kind of experience with like Sunday school, and I kind of went to church when I was younger with my family, but it was never like a real relationship. I never had the concept that you could be in a relationship with God. I thought he was someone who existed, but wasn't heavily involved with my life. He was involved with the people of the Bible, and that was about it. But I was so wrong. There was one day, Toby and I got back from seeing a movie, and that day Toby was really off, and I asked him what was wrong, and he broke down in tears and just spilled out to me his love for Jesus and his love for God and how much his faith meant to him, and how he couldn't love anything more than he loves God. And when he told me that, seeing him so vulnerable like that, something inside of me just broke. I knew that there was a hard casing around my heart and in my mind, that I had closed all the doors possible to having an infinite God who could love me and be involved with me and call me his daughter. And Toby just showed me this whole new world, one that I had never seen before, never experienced before, and I knew in that moment that I desperately needed this love. I needed to have a faith like him. I needed to know the God of all creation. And in that moment, I said a little prayer to God, and I said, God, if you are here, please help me to get to know you. If someone I love so much loves you even more, then I have to know that love. I have to know it. And that day, a whole entire weight was lifted off my chest and off of my mind, and I really opened up to faith. And I told Toby that I wanted to try church. So I started going to Westport Point United Methodist Church. I went by myself, and I went every single Sunday and really got a feel for what it was like to live a Christian life. And I began to learn about Jesus and about the Bible and about his teachings and about prayer, and what it meant to be a Christian. And after I spent a few months doing that, I ended up starting to go to Toby's church. I went to his youth group, and I met the most amazing people in my life. The minute I walked in, I was overwhelmed with love and joy and peace, and I knew that these people were something that God was drawing me towards. And I began to explore that church. I began to explore those people. I got to know them, got to be comfortable with them, and they just opened up doors that weren't even in my line of vision before. One day I got a message from two of my favorite people, Lisa Beth and Brandon, and they invited me to join Toby's small group, which is like a little Bible study that they did on Monday nights. And I was so nervous. I remember being so scared because I didn't know what it was really like to be a part of a small, intimate group of people who are meeting to read the Bible, to study the Bible, and to study God. And the second I actually went, my perspective was totally changed on religious people and what it meant to just be a part of that community. And they gave me a notebook, and we started off reading one book in the Bible, and from then on I was hooked. I started going every week, and just as I grew and matured in my faith, I just came to know God in a way that was more than just a guy in a book. It was more than someone who was born on Christmas, more than someone who rose on Easter. And I don't even really know. Like, my story with God is such a gradual change. I had no moment where it was like I was on my knees crying out to God and I saw this major miracle. I just got to know him, and I got to love him for who he is and who he can be. And I got to know him as my father. And he replaced a major hole in my life. For those of you who don't know, I don't communicate with my dad. I don't have a relationship with him anymore. So getting to know God like my father filled a void that I never thought could be filled. And he filled it, and he did it abundantly, and he did it more than any human ever could. And God to me has just always been love. He's always been love. God is love, and love never fails. And after I got to know that, I realized that this is someone you need to know. God is someone who isn't dead. He's alive. He lives and breathes in the Bible. He lives and breathes in creation. He lives and breathes in people, and his spirit surrounds us. It goes before us and comes behind us and is all around us and walks by our side and helps us through things. And he saved me. He saved me from a life of worry and doubt and sadness and void, and he just brought me into a whole new light. And so I hope that this testimony can give you a sense of who God is. It can open your mind to who God can be for you. And I just really hope that more people will post their testimonies, and that you'll take the opportunity to listen to them and to learn about who God is, who Jesus is. And I pray that all of you can just find that love in your life, because it is something that you don't want to miss. If you have any questions, please just comment or DM me. Let me know, and I'll be so glad to answer them. Thank you, and God bless.